We're back, bitches! Season 2 is here! Yes, I'm so excited. Are you ready to act up? Because we are. Slay with us.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
All right, welcome back, my kings, my queens. Welcome back to Season 2 of Pose. You guys, I'm so excited to be back.
So excited.
Like, literally, it's been a whole year. It was too long for me. It was way too long for me, but again, I'm excited to be here. Welcome. We have here our amazing panel. Of course, I'm Jaimi Gray, and I have to my left, Miss Mariel Turner.
Hi, guys.
Yes, she's going to be giving you guys all of the latest live chat here, so make sure you guys keep it cute, okay? All of your comments she'll keep track of. So again, keep it cute. Also, to the left of her, we have Brendan Haley.
Pose, guys. Hello.
I love it. I love it. And of course, he's going to be giving us our fashion category. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
You better be ready because we are going to drag some queens. We are going to champion some queens. We're going to just talk about plain old fashion.
Okay, I'm here for it. And then, of course, to his left, we have Miss Shawna O. Hey, girl. And she's going to give you guys the latest hot topics, the latest news and gossip, all about our Pose cast, okay? Yes, I love it.
That's right. I really, really missed you guys. As you know, we were here for season 1, and now we're back again. And I just cannot wait to talk about this show, even though it started with a tearjerker. So they should have warned me for that.
Right. I was like, I was expecting like more liveliness because last season we had Blanca who got Mother of the Year.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But
our girl deserved it.
yeah, but it's like now we got a little somber. So let's get into it. All right. So, you guys, what were your overall thoughts of this entire episode?
I thought that it was a fantastic way to just bring back the emphasis and basically everything that we left off at was a positive. And yeah, the intro was a little bit depressing, but it brought the life back into the series, and it made me realize, oh, we're not going to like slip a little in season 2. We're going to get exactly what we got the first time and more.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I love the momentum coming into season 2. I think they came in really strong, and I also think the time jump was really interesting. That kind of 1 to 2 year, I think, difference really put all of the characters in a much different place. So yeah, I thought it was great to see, and like definitely an interesting segue into the new season.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, like, you guys are going to love all of us because we're going to agree all the time, clearly. Because I feel the same exact way. I feel like we got reintroduced back to our characters now. You know, we did go back and watch season 1, so we do love them. But seeing, like, where they are now, it's getting to reestablish our favorites. I love the episode. I think they gave us everybody we needed to get, like, caught up on, you know?
And there is no scene that is uninteresting in this show. Every single actor, every single performance, every single storyline is it's dripping with authenticity and beauty, and you can see that they're really living through these moments, especially people like Billy, who was alive during the AIDS crisis.
Yeah.
And it's such an honor and privilege to watch them perform and work in that space and tell these stories that we desperately need.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, for my overall thoughts, I definitely liked the episode. I was like, okay, what's going to happen? Because, again, last season was on such a high. This season was like, okay, we're going to get right into it. It's going to be real. HIV, AIDS, and it's like, boom, boom. But I think it's needed and it's necessary, and that's what Pose does. It always enlightens us. And that's what it did for us last season. I learned a lot. What about you guys?
Same.
Yeah, I love that they incorporated a lot of history of ball within the show, shouting out some of the pioneers, the Paris who developed voguing and like shouting her out at the end. And I think as much as it's entertaining, it's also very educational, and I love that.
And it's important to remember stuff like voguing, because especially now with like Cardi B trying to trademark okra, that's literally started by black drag queens in the 80s.
Facts.
Like, get your facts right, kids.
Oh my gosh, and I was watching, and we're going to get into it, but I was watching the last episode over again, and when Electra was working as like the host of the restaurant, she said, period. So City Girls, I don't know if it was you guys, but I think it was Electra Abundance. I'm just saying. Okay?
Hello.
All right. So the first episode takes place in 1990. I was like, okay, all right, cool. And we see Blanca and we see Pray Tell, and unfortunately we learned that Keenan Howard has passed away from HIV and that he died in his studio apartment in the summertime. They didn't find him until 3 weeks later. That is so sad, and we've heard stories like that before. So what were you guys' thoughts on that? Because it's like, pray tell, you finally find a man again after you lost your other your ex-boyfriend, and now your new boyfriend has also passed away. It's like,
heartbreaking.
dang.
It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking, guys. Like, if anyone has watched me on this, I'm with the ships. I love the relationships. I needed Pray Tell to have something to look forward to. He loved his man so much, and then to finally find someone and for him to die. I want to just point out some things that were said. The body was separated from other bodies. The woman said, "We don't know how it spreads." Like, I understand that we know more now, and then back in that time they weren't sure, but that's just not something good to say to someone who's coming to discover a body in the first place. You know what I mean?
I do think that the stigma around HIV/AIDS is still very prevalent, especially in the dating scene for LGBTs, because I'm not single anymore, but when I was, and I was on dating apps, you would totally see people be like, if you have HIV, don't even bother. Like, there's this assumption that you're still tainted in a way. Mm-hmm. And it's so heartbreaking. And that's sort of what is heartbreaking about that line. To me, it was so impactful to listen to because it's still real in a way, even though we have more options now and there's medication for people and you're not alone and it's not so isolating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's why I appreciated the scene, just the realism in that, especially during that time. And, it was common for people's whole communities. I think he said he's been at 220 funerals over that time. Mm-hmm. So I really liked that they don't kind of shy away from showing the nitty-gritty of how horrible that time was.
Right. So also in this episode, we see more of Nurse Judy, who is played by Sandra Bernard. You might know her from Broad City. She's actually hilarious, but she takes on a more serious role here. So we see her talk to Blanca, where she actually lets her know, not only do you have HIV, but you now have AIDS. Wow. I just felt even worse for Blanca. And then
that's a death sentence.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And
I was so surprised, though. She looks great. Like, she's really taking good care of herself.
Healthy.
But truthfully, she's not.
It can go so
she's
quickly,
in denial.
too.
She's in denial right now.
Absolutely. And so, she hands her medication, just says, get busy living or get busy dying, which I love that from her. So, we also see Nurse Judy talking with Pray Tell, and then she takes him into an HIV/AIDS rally. What were you guys' thoughts on that? Because it's so different. Pray Tell's like, wait a minute. I see all these white people. Hold on. I'm used to my people of color. I'm used to my melanin. What's going on? But I loved it because it's like, Pray Tell, come on. Expand your horizons. And so that's what he did. What were you guys' thoughts on that?
Shout out to Billy Porter.
Yes.
Because you could see just in his facial expressions the change of the character from being like, oh no, this is not for me. Like, this is too much whiteness for me. To like, feeling something so powerful and then joining the protest by the end. And it looked like he was almost in tears. And that moment just really struck me seeing that.
Well, it's almost like one of those situations where, like, what other option do you have? You have to band together, right?
Absolutely.
To beat this. And I don't know. It's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, poor Pray Tell. He's experienced so much loss, and he's found so many ways to cope. It's like he reached his end of ways to cope. And when I was looking at the when they were at the funeral room before with Keenan, they put rocks and put their name on them up to a cross because it was just no headstones. And I think he was just that was the last straw. After seeing that and seeing his friend dead in the casket, it's just like, you know what? I gotta join. I have to be a voice for this community. And I really commend him for that.
And I also think this is another way that the showrunners kind of tie in history because ACT UP was a real organization. Mm-hmm. They were very actively involved during that time. And so it's interesting how they weave that into a fictional show.
Right. And so I like how, he bands the whole house of Evangelista together to say, hey, let's go help out our community. And I think it's also a good, it's redemption for him, not just for himself, but for the community after everything that Pray Tell has been through. So he brings together Poppy, Angel, Blanca. He gets them all together. Electra, we don't know where you were, love.
No, not Electra.
You were nowhere inside. We didn't hear you. We didn't see you, whatever. But
we don't know what her BS excuse is, but she's still fabulous.
She is.
Oh, of course.
You were waiting for her at the door, and she never got there. So what happened?
Which also she was fashionably late, which we love you guys in the live chat. I know Mariel is going to take care of you guys, but I know you guys were like, oh, they're late. So in the words of Electra Abundance, apparently we weren't late enough, okay?
Yeah, stop shading up.
We just want to give her a shout out, but we love you guys. Thank you guys for always tuning in. But yeah, so they show up at the Catholic Church to protest, and I love how they did that, how they're all laying out in the aisles. He's handing it out like, oh yeah, we're here. But no, we're going to lay out on the aisles. We're going to actually say, no, we're going to act up. This is not right. We're going to fight back for our rights. What were you guys' thoughts on that?
First of all, peaceful protest, yes. Do a peaceful protest because people, like, to me, they're higher caliber people. We don't need to yell. I love how Angel did her thing where she's the voice. You know, we know that of her in real life, India Moore, and we know that Angel has a voice. So she spoke up and said the words that needed to be said. And I feel like people in the church were looking and aware. And sometimes it's just awareness you need. Just know what I'm saying here. And that's it. And their chant was act up, fight back, fight AIDS. And I really like that. It was really to the point. And, you know, people probably in that Catholic church going to be chanting that late at night in their dreams. Act up. Fight AIDS.
And it's like, although they were trying to be peaceful, was it really peaceful? I mean, we see almost, what was that, a SWAT team that comes in? It's
the people who were there just for church, they were the ones being violent by having the police there. And that's, like, you don't have to do that. The power of peaceful protest is showing your humility and showing your humanity, which most people at that time who weren't LGBT kind of, you know, they were not being decent.
Right.
In the church of all places.
Exactly. Yeah. Come on, Jesus. Okay. So
he is there. Y'all.
Take us to church.
So just on a more lighter note, because we do see Miss Angel at the pier, okay? She's zipping and zooing it. And then when she's at the car, because this is, you know, her usual thing, okay? Who rolls down the window? Miss Blanca. And she says, get your ass in this car, which I love. This is why she's Mother of the Year, just Mother of all time. What were you guys' thoughts on that? Because I'm like, Angel, you're better than this. What are you doing back at the pier? What do you guys think?
I mean, sometimes you need someone to let you know your worth when you're not seeing it yourself.
Right.
You know, and I think that Angel was afraid almost to see if she could take that next step because she didn't want to experience that rejection and that hatefulness. And so I love that Blanca was able to say, like, no, you are gorgeous, you're talented, you deserve the best. And you can get it. So we're going to make it happen. I love that.
Yeah. Yes. And her individuality sets her apart from everything. As we see later in the episode, it's stunning how that just sort of channels right through her into the photographs.
Right.
Absolutely. I was going to piggyback off of what you said about, you know, when you need to discover your worth. And I love how Angel did actually listen. I mean, a lot of times people try to tell you something good about yourself. Oh, you look great and all that. And you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. But she literally took it to heart. Little Poppy is also there to support and to uplift. And we can appreciate that, Poppy.
They're getting awfully close.
They are, which honestly, I'm here for it.
I think they're cute.
I also loved how he's already showing his support. He was taking pictures of her with an instant camera. I was like, we're not hating on it. Do what you got to do. That's all they had. But that's what got her the modeling pictures that she needed. So we see her go into the casting call. This is what Blanca's saying. She's saying to Angel, listen, you're a model. You're beautiful. You got the bone structure. You pass. You are worth it. And so she goes into the casting call. She meets the casting agents, the directors, and the lady almost seems to shade her, but then she gives her contact information for a special photographer. So we're thinking, okay, everything's good. Everything's fine. She's going to go in, get her pictures, and get this modeling gig. Then we see what happens with the photographer, okay? Everything seems fine. She's looking fierce, and then he exposes her. He clocks her. What were you guys' thoughts on that?
I actually thought that it was going to be a storyline where he is trying to appreciate her beauty and who she is. And because that's what I thought from the trailer. And then watching that scene, it was so violating and so upsetting because that's not what we got. It was, you know, it was the reverse of that. It was him exploiting who Angel is and, you know, basing her identity off of the gender she was born with.
Absolutely. Oh, I was just gonna say I was totally thrown for a loop because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like he's like, oh, you're special. No one can photograph you like me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Angel, this is your chance, boo. He's gonna take these bomb pictures of you, and then it goes left. So sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna piggyback off of that, and I definitely agree that it just seems so violating in so many ways, and it was clear that he was othering her so much that it was like. It's this weird, like, fetish thing I felt almost. And I really felt for Angel in that scene because
Right.
she's trying to achieve her dreams. She's trying to reach for something greater. And then for somebody to knock her back, I think is really disgusting.
And take that confidence away from her.
Right.
Which, luckily for our girl, it's very difficult to do.
Right, because her house had her back. Okay, Poppy and Blanca were there to beat dude's ass. Okay.
Yeah, you don't mess with the House of Avengers.
Yes,
No,
that's
not at
right.
all. Especially
I
that
loved
little
it.
Angel.
We all were reacting. We were all like, yes, like when they were beating him up, because it's like that's what you do.
That cut from them in the hallway being like, we're going to do this.
Yes.
Immediately to his bastion face, I was like, oh.
What?
Oh,
That's all you needed.
I mean, I am on board with that, but wow, that was a lot.
That's how you get a job done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
I need a Poppy and a Blanca on my team, so you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like I loved that. So, which also for honorable mention, you know, I can't forget about Damon, my boo Damon. Okay, we didn't see him in that fight scene, but we did see him in this episode. We did not see Ricky, aka Pretty Ricky. If you guys
So
watched
fine.
our panel last season, you know that's what I call Ricky, Pretty Ricky.
Isn't he still on tour?
He's still on tour with Albie Shore, so, you know, he's still getting his groove on. And then who else? Of course, Electra. So, we're glad that, you know, Angel got her redemption moment as well because she was able to turn in her flawless pictures and looks like things worked out for her. So I'm happy about that. We'll see what happens more throughout the episodes. But before we go on to our next topic, Mariel, what you got for us?
Well, guys, we just wanted to say thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV Talk, and for us to continue to grow, we really need your help. So if you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. 5 stars only, people, okay? But no matter where you are, leave us a comment. You can get involved in the conversation. I'm looking at the chat now. I'll make sure to shout you out. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep on enjoying the show, guys.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, Mariel. And of course, other honorable mentions. We had Miss Kenzie. Now, you know we love her. We had Angelica Ross in the studio last season for the last episode. We love her. Shout outs to her. And of course, Miss Lulu. So House of Ferocity. What'd you guys think of their little comeback?
Honestly,
Was it a comeback?
I mean, listen, they're always feisty. They're ready to throw something. They're ready to fight. Okay, those are my girls.
I think they're on the come up.
Yeah.
You know? Let's give it a few episodes. I get
Yeah.
to see them.
I think that they're always going to be like trying to come up, but they will never make it because they're just like basic betches.
Betcha.
Well, I think
I
all
will
of
say
you
Lulu
are
is
entitled to your
fine.
own opinions, but you're wrong.
Oh my gosh. So, but you know what? It's so funny. So when we did see, because we're gonna get into Electra, Miss Electra, but we see in a scene where she says, "You guys need me to join your house. You need me." Who is she talking to? Who do you guys think? I think it was
You know she was going to the ferocity.
Okay.
The ferocity
But
girls.
Brittany says herself, "Why you gotta shade Electra?"
I love her. I love her so
love
much.
her.
Honestly,
These two
there's
live for her.
there's no character as fierce and flawless
Right.
as Electra in her strength and her determination, in her ferocity.
Okay. Which we got to get into her outfit though. Okay, so in that runway category, she
Oh my
killed
God.
it.
That was
she
amazing.
Killed it. So
I
that like
loved it.
Queen Marie-esque outfit
With the carousel underneath.
Yes.
Revolution.
and then with the off with her head, I was like, this is what I'm
The
talking about.
guillotine? I mean, that was amazing.
Yes.
Like, I was blown away. And I know there was a bigger message there, and I definitely appreciated it, but I just loved her walk. Like, I just live for it all.
Yes, which also just shout out to the creators, Stephen Canals, of course, Janet Mock, Brad Falchuk, of course, Ryan Murphy. All you guys, you always kill it, and we appreciate Pose. So before we even go forward, Mariel, anybody in the live chat who we got to shout out?
Let's see. We have Mina, and she's saying that she loves Angel and Blanca.
Hey, Mina
Yes,
girl.
Pose.
I love them too.
definitely agree. Eric says that Sandra, she plays Nurse Judy. She's
Yes.
actually a big advocate for HIV/AIDS. So
Okay, awesome.
she probably maybe has some personal experience with that. Yeah, definitely. It looks like you
That's
guys are
cool to
really
know.
involved. Shout out to Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Applejack says this episode made me emotional. I love the activist aspect of tonight's episode. Definitely have to agree
Absolutely.
with that.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel like
Let me
that's
look at you in the
definitely a vein of conversation that's going to continue throughout the season.
Absolutely. So back to Electra. What's going on with her? I mean, it's like she's fierce, but she's late, fashionably late, just like us. You know, we like to follow after Electra Abundance. But, you know, she's up and down with her emotions. Sometimes she's nice. The last episode, she was here for Blanca, standing up for her, reading House of Ferocity for filth. And now this episode, she's just up and down, and I can't really read her.
This is my question for the chat and for everyone here. Is she a bad girl trying to be good or a good girl trying to be bad? Because seriously,
Ooh, that's a
she's
good
being
question.
nice, like right now, but you know, the true cat comes out to bite sometimes. But then it's like, is that just like reading and being just like Electra? Or is she really maliciously? She's like, I will ruin you. To the fact that she said that, I don't know. Is she good or is she bad?
Or does she even know what she is at this point?
Child, she don't know.
Maybe she's searching.
Yeah, because she seems like a lost soul, and that's sort of how she's always felt to me.
Yeah.
Even after getting her surgery last season, which was a moment of empowerment, she still feels pretty lost, and that's like where Blanca and House of Evangelista helped pep her up.
She would never admit it, though.
No, she wouldn't. She's too
Yeah.
proud.
I am so curious to find out when they were mentioning, like, how are you affording all of this fine jewelry? And she never, you know.
Smells like
Who
a
is your
sugar
sugar daddy?
daddy.
Right.
Smells
No.
like a
Because
man.
her sugar daddy from last season dropped her after she got the surgery. So
Okay.
I just want to know, is
Girl,
it
you
even
can
a
get
sugar
another
daddy?
one.
Like, maybe, I don't know. I'm just so curious to find out, like, what is, I feel like there's so much more there.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
She's in there hobnobbing with all the rich people, like telling them, get out. You
She
don't
got
have the right
her-
attire on. She's finding the man.
She got her a rich white man, and she just said, don't worry about it, okay? She just like, I'm just here for when I need to, just on certain nights.
That's so
Right.
not
Okay.
cool, though.
Yeah.
Although I will say this, if somebody threw my dinner on the floor from my dinner table, it would be a problem.
That is a
acted
fist
up.
fight.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
was
She
like,
did act up. I like that. Yeah, okay. And that's where I was just like, Electra, where's all this energy coming from? But we did see where Pray Tell did read her for filth, saying, where were you when we needed you at the protest? And she was like, oh, I was working, but you had a night shift, boo. Like, what's good?
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Okay. So I'm just wondering, like, what exactly is Electra doing? I think in that time period where she was not there, she's up to something. Who is she with? What is she doing?
Also, there's a more serious line there too, because it's like, why don't you want to help, Electra? Why are you, like, I wrote down how, like, even in a marginalized community, there are still people within the community who are still oppressing others, or who are still choosing to be blatantly ignorant, because it's like, it doesn't affect me right now, it's a bit too much. But you do need to know that regardless of how much you want to get involved, you should get involved a little bit, especially when you're with the family. Blanca's working really hard to keep this family together. Electra needs to get in line.
Right. Talking about some, why would I lay the table with paper plates? She's a bit much. And I'm like, I get it. You're salty about Pray Tell and how he read you, but it's like flipping the table. Like, you know, Blanca just lost her job at the nail salon. Like, she's doing what she can, but you got furs and Gucci. Like, what's going on?
I think, honestly, a lot of that may come from fear. Because, you know, she, at this point, she can pass. A lot of people may not know.
Right.
And for her to be involved in this, it would be exposing her to the mainstream as somebody who is a part of this community. And I think, I don't know, I mean, we'll see over the season, but I think some of that may be fear or maybe even shame or self-esteem.
I was going to say respect. I feel like she feels like she deserves the respect of a real woman. And, you know, she is a real woman, but she, at that time period, I don't think she would have felt that way. So the fact that people are asking her to, like, make a table, that's almost demeaning in her eyes.
Yeah. I find her so interesting. She's just, like, so
Me
complex.
too, because I also feel like she has loyalty issues, because she's always been like a side chick. I mean, you know, you're being with a married
Call her
man,
out.
so you're disloyal, and it's just like, this is the way of my life, my lifestyle. I get what I want regardless of what I have to do it. And now that I'm back on top, back up. I'm ready to go now.
We could also just see this being another plot device from Ryan Murphy's extensive catalog, because I think it was Jane Lynch and Glee flip-flopped like every other week.
Yeah.
Which is a great tool for delving deep into somebody's psyche and their personality and who they are. Because we're all multifaceted, but I think it's a
Playing
writing
with our
thing.
emotions.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
On a daily.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Electra, what's going on? Because again, I guess she's done with House of Evangelista, and she might go to House of Ferocity. She's showing her disloyalty, because I'm like, first of all, House of Ferocity left you. House of Ferocity left House of Abundance. So if this all goes to hell, like, what are you about to do?
How
First
many
of all,
names?
What you gonna do?
How many names is she stacking
Gonna
up for
have.
herself? She's gonna be like tie to tie with Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. She's gonna be like, I am Electra, abundance, extravaganza,
And I'm like, girl, you extra.
Mother of ferocity.
Bye-bye. Right. But I feel like this is going to lead to
$2 hoe.
Thank
Passed
you.
around.
Thank
Passed
you.
around.
Dollar
okay?
Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar.
Dollar General hoe.
99 cent
I'll
store.
wave to that.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's going to leave a lot of room for predictions, which we will get to. But before we do it, Shawna, I know you got some news and gossip for us, girl.
I have a little bit.
Okay.
Hey posers, we are about to get into some really quick AfterBuzz TV news. Let me just tell you a little bit about what's going on here. First of all, let me read a couple tweets because I want to connect with the people. And the people are on Twitter.
Yes.
Okay, and of course, that's not up. But
Yeah,
I got
Tumblr's
it.
gone,
Don't-
guys. Get with the Tumblr.
Right, I miss Tumblr, though.
I do too.
Right?
I've never heard of Tumblr, really.
First of all, hey guys, right now we are trending #1 in the United States
Yes.
of America. Thank you.
God, guys.
Thumbs
Yes.
up. That's right. Well, let me read these tweets. Someone named Noxima Jackson, India Dominique, said, I am in awe of Pose on FX, teaching the history of the community, giving us characters to relate to, paying homage to the ones that came before us. I'm emotional because the beauty of the ballroom scene is on the main stage. I love y'all for real. That is so beautiful
That's
to
true.
me. And then I love this that says the party doesn't stop because all the songs from tonight's Pose FX season 2 premiere are now available on the Spotify playlist. So I'm here to give you the info. If you want to dance at home, if you want to shablam, if you want to Vogue, you can do that right here on Spotify.
Yes.
The second thing I want to make sure you guys know about is a little bit of the history about this song Vogue. In 1990, Madonna, who's obviously an LGBT ally, put out the song Vogue, which made ballroom mainstream. I think we can see the excitement in the show, how everyone is so excited, and all of the real cast actually made comments about how Madonna had changed their life and the Vogue song. And also I wanted to shout out, rest in peace to Hector Extravaganza, who was a popular part of Vogue when it was coming out in the 90s and consulted on season 1 of Pose. So rest in peace to him. India Moore. Let's get to
Yes.
India Moore, our
That's
girl,
my girl.
Angel, which
Big
now I'm
girl.
about to ship Lil Poppy and her and call him Lil Angel.
Yeah.
But Angel, a couple of months ago, was the first, let me make sure I say this right. She was the first transgender woman to cover Elle magazine. She said there's so much more work to do, so much more listening, so much more intention, so much more vindicational work that must be done for marginalized people. So this girl is an activist and she is saying the right thing. Last but not least, let me hit you with a little quick trivia question.
Do it.
Which one of our stars had a role? This is of all the stars, and we just talked about all of them. Which one of our stars had a role written specifically for them? And then hit us up in the comments and let us know.
Ooh.
And then next week I'll shout out some people who said the right stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I'm like, who is that?
I'll tell you who it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Shawna, giving us a little trivia, making us think and whatnot.
Baiting us for next week.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you for that news and gossip. Now, Brendan,
Thank you.
Yes.
what are the categories? Let us know.
All right, guys, it is time for Category Is, your special segment dedicated to the fashion of the era. Or more specifically, the fashion of the week, because I'm going to designate that. This week, it is Category Pride, because it is Pride Month. We have been all about that love, and love is love, and rainbows and everything. And we, your panelists, are going to bring it to the runway and read some... I was going to say a word that I can't say on air, so we're going to say queens.
I love it.
All right, first up, we have Reese Wanzer, I believe, and she recently was the MC, the host for LA Pride, and she is bringing us, in this look, I'm getting like kitty girl realness, some transgender beauty. I am stunned by this, especially the rainbows on the nipples. What do you guys think?
I'm loving it. I love the rainbows and the nipples. Just like you said, I'm just like, let's go, little kitty cat. Okay, so that's where I'm
Living
at.
for the
I love
sequin.
it.
This is a mutual toot rather than a boot?
I like
Oh,
it.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Toot.
I'm totally with it.
Oh, Billy Porter next, coming to the
Can do no
runway.
wrong.
I believe he wore this at the Tony Awards this past Sunday,
Yes.
and he did a little songbirding on stage, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes,
I saw
yes.
that.
What do we think about this one? It's very Victorian, I can't tell from where I'm watching it, but it looks almost velvet.
Yeah, so I see like a little bit of the velvet in the main outfit, but I also see the tulle on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Which I love a good tulle, okay?
And it's not only super queer and pride related, it's also very reminiscent of Pose and who he is as a person. Some people were trying to call him out for being too extra on Twitter. And to those people, I say,
Never
get out of town.
Never too much.
Never. He's stunning. He literally is stunning.
Yes.
All right,
I
up
love
next is MJ Rodriguez,
Come on,
your
Blanca.
Blanca at the
Blanca.
premiere for Pose Season 2. And she is giving us some stripes, some pride flag realness. What do you guys think?
And some
Opening it up.
cleavage.
And some
I'm
cleavage.
loving the
She's
sexy.
gorgeous.
She's so gorgeous. Her skin glows. I think any color looks good on her. And I recently watched an interview of her, and she was talking about how like she loves to exude this like beauty and just this confidence for other people. She's looking out for the people who are looking at her, who feel like her, who want to be seen.
I'm also just going to say right now, trans is so damn beautiful.
Absolutely.
I have
Oh.
never seen a more beautiful model than some of the transgender people I know, who I'm friends with, and the people on this lovely cast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if y'all disagree, run up.
Exactly.
But I
And
do
get
wanna-
done up.
I do want to say, guys, so I like the sequins. Am I feeling the colors? Not so much, but Blanca is beautiful. I like the red lip.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
loving
this.
the colors.
I think this is doubles as a pride look, but it also veers more toward high fashion rather than pride oriented. And I also am trying to figure out if that is a dress or if it's pants.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a jumpsuit.
It could be too. It could be a reveal. Who knows?
But if anyone can pull off sequin jumpsuit, it's MJ.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
Oh God.
I
I am on the runway. I am on the chopping block. Ladies, read me for filth.
First of all-
I think I see a nip slip. Am I wrong?
Yep. There was a lot of skin that day.
So
this is from LA
basically
Pride.
10s all across the board then.
Oh my God! Thank
Hello.
you. It was my first time wearing mesh, and I feel very sexy.
But you look sexy too, and I see the little bicep popping. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and then the
Are those
first-
bicycle shorts?
Yes, they are. And also, you don't notice it. I'll have to bring it in some other time. But I am wearing socks with rainbow embroidery on them.
Oh,
I see you were looking at the biceps popping. I was looking at the knee and the leg pop, like pop. You know,
you
when
look like
you're looking at
a
the
kiss.
kiss.
I did learn from Princess Diaries, and it didn't involve a kiss, Mama.
I love the Princess Diaries reference.
So do I.
Our mother of House AfterBuzz, Steph.
Yes.
And she's also joined by her mother, Maria Menounos.
Gorgeous.
Yes,
Tens
mothers.
across the board.
Yeah.
First of all, with Miss Maria Menounos, from the hair down to the feet, the stars, the colorful stars. And then we got Steph. First of all, she never fails, okay? Y'all got to
Never.
follow her at Steph Sabra.
I'm getting this like iridescent butterfly 80s tracksuit, but
perfect.
like
I'm hearing like
fashion.
I'm hearing like rock music, and I'm getting stars and stripes.
Ooh, I didn't even
Yes.
think
Get
of
it, stars and
that.
stripes.
Yes.
And we are also now bringing forth Laith Ashley, who was also, I believe, doing Pride events around the country. He was also on Pride last season as one of the catwalkers.
He is
I can't remember
fine.
what category. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, he is a very handsome gentleman. And he, as well as many other transgender people, have been doing a lot of activism this season. And I love a good tank top.
Light it up.
It's
Light it
simple.
up. Yes.
I would probably give this an 8 just because it is not high fashion, but I'm enjoying the view.
Yeah,
I love it.
body.
Body.
Okay.
Giving us body.
Listen, if you need a judge to judge body, you got me.
Yes.
You got all of us.
All of
okay?
us.
All of us.
Yes. Well, thank you for that, Brendan.
Of course,
Yes.
and tune in next week because category next week is going to be Madonna.
I can't wait. What
So-
are we going to do?
Please, in addition to what we possibly bring from our lives, please send me in the DMs on Instagram, on Twitter, wherever you can find me. Send me your entries unless you're not queen enough to be judged by us.
everybody.
This week was pretty positive, but next week might be pretty dirty.
Shame.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you
Where's
again
your
for that.
fan?
Again, happy Pride Month, guys. Okay. Now, Maria, before we even get into predictions, anybody else in the live chat you want to shout out?
Okay, so we do have some comments. We have some answers to your trivia, but we will hold that until next week.
Ooh, you guys are smart and quick.
Definitely want to shout out Kevin. He said he hopes to find out Electra's backstory. Agree with that. And he also loves Angel's journey. He thinks it's going to be amazing. She is so strong and vulnerable.
Yeah.
She is. I mean, when she cried to Poppy, I was just like, I could tell why
felt-
he reacted that way because she was really like, okay, acting skills on point, baby. You getting better,
Yeah.
you getting better and better and better.
You better get that
Because
in me,
she
girl.
was like frowning up that face and really giving us tears.
Yeah.
I don't think that was acting. That was real.
Even the
I
crack in the
literally
voice. I was like, I felt that through the screen.
Tears were coming, you know.
I was
can't let 'em go
wondering.
too far.
Yeah, I was wondering if she was pulling from her own, like, some personal experience she may have had, because that was a really strong scene.
I don't think there is a scene in this entire show where they're not reliving something.
Absolutely.
And I can't speak as to that journey because I identify as a man, and I've always felt that way, but I can't even imagine what kind of a journey, its beauties and also its traumas, what it must be like to grow up and be a trans person.
And that's why I'm so thankful that we get to see this story being told. And I'm also so thankful that people are finding strength in the story being told versus like we were saying, Electra might feel shame or she might feel fear, and some people might, but this show is transcending that, and I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you guys for your bravery, cast of Pose.
Yes,
Absolutely.
bravery. And everyone who's out there doing it every single day, you're braver than we could even imagine. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you put us to shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'm a scaredy cat.
Yeah. I get scared by spiders.
As do I.
Well, you guys, now let's get into predictions. I know we saw some of the previews of the next episode. So, what do we think is going to happen next? Who should I start with? Mario, you looked at me. What's going on?
Well, let's see. I think Poppy and Angel are gonna get it on. I
Yes,
think that's
little
going
Angel.
to come to be. I'm very curious because we did hear that Evan Peters is going to be in this season, I believe. So I wonder
I don't care.
where his character is gonna come into
No,
that.
I'm going to
Yeah.
skip it. I love Evan Peters and Kate Mara, but their storyline, I don't want to see it. I've seen it a billion times.
Yeah. It's. I mean, great actors. So
Yes.
we will see.
No shade to them. I've seen it.
I also think, sadly, that Blanca is going to get much sicker this season. I don't think she's going to pass or anything, but I do think we're going to see her like in the hospital and kind of dealing with that at a more serious level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our girl gotta survive. Seriously. Me personally, I on the contrary think that Miss Blanca is going to get her salon. She is about to break out and show, oh girl, I'm coming to buy your dump, okay? And I believe in her because she has always had that tenacity. She's always had that ambition, and just every single negative, she turns it into a positive. So I truly think, and I also think that she's going to, because right now we're going back and forth between Electra and Blanca being the main mother. I think Blanca's going to take her throne because Electra, sorry, she's immature. She's dealing with a lot. You know, she's an older person who's still dealing with some things, okay? So I think that she is a traitor and that she's going to get what she deserves. Okay, that's about it.
The Electra hate is real.
No, seriously, I like to wait until people are listening real good and then throw in the shade.
Just throw it in there. Just a little sprinkle.
I'm just going to say Electra is a badass bitch. But I'm just going to advocate for her. I actually think she's on a redemption arc where we might see her a little messy right now, but ultimately, if they decide to kill off Blanca, I think that we're going to see Electra take over and be the nurturing mother that she never really was to Blanca. I think it's sort of that kind of a journey. But I also think, based on the little snippets that we saw for the upcoming weeks, we're going to see Electra and what's going on with her. It looks like she might be in some nasty, kinky BDSM club work. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
She looks amazing, and no disrespect because I cannot pull off leather. So,
Not even pleather?
no. I have a leather jacket, but like,
Okay,
you know,
That's about
I
it.
can pull off a crop top. I'm doing it right now.
Okay, doing it.
Right. We're going like this because we would flash you guys if we could. No, just kidding.
You can follow us and find that out. But no, I'm just kidding. Watch our stories. Well, okay, so for my prediction, I agree with most of you. I mean, first of all, Electra, I feel like a lot of this is going to get even darker. When we saw in the preview where Blanca is saying, I'm worried for you. I'm worried for Electra too, because I'm just like, are you not even thinking about the things that you're doing?
Are you
You were
okay?
on this tree on the park, you know, with your shopping bags, you know, just last season. Have you not learned your lesson? So that's where I am with Electra. With Blanca, I do agree with you, Mariel. I do feel like she might get sicker. But I'm also like, what about Pray Tell? He also has the disease as well.
We forget
So I'm like, who is it going to be first? That's the big question there. And then my boo, Pretty Ricky. He's starting some drama. He's making Damon feel some type of way. And I mean, come on. He's on tour with I'll Be Sure. So you already know there's groupies. You already know there's the backup dancers. And I'm like, Damon, you didn't know? But he's new to this. He's still young and naive, and he's still new to this. So it scares me because I'm like, does this mean Damon has it? Or does Ricky actually have it? And is he going to get killed off? Because we already haven't seen him in the first episode. Even in the preview, we didn't see him. So I'm just like, what's going to happen?
If they kill Pretty Ricky... They didn't already kill Pretty Keenan.
No.
They better keep Pretty Ricky. I need that. When he does trade from me. Trade.
Yes, so fine.
My eyes are enamored. I love him.
I love him too.
Yeah, really quick. Afro Angola said, speaking of predictions, I feel bad for Damon. I can't believe he allowed Ricky to put his health at risk again. So
come on now.
That's
But
not the
y'all
mark
know
of a
how
good
that
person,
is when they
like
tell
a good
you
boyfriend.
just one more time.
No.
Exactly.
No, respect yourself.
Yes.
And also, if you're going to do it, wrap your biscuit.
Okay.
there you go.
Wrap your
There
biscuit.
you
Wrap Your
go.
Biscuit is now my new theme song for life.
Catch the EP out this fall.
For discount codes and business inquiries, hit them up. No, just kidding. So, you guys, just to wrap this all up, I am so happy to be back. Welcome to our panel, Brendan. We're so happy to have you. Like, seriously.
Thank you.
Welcome. And thank you guys for watching. Now, just like they said at the end, in the end credits, silence equals death, okay? Remember that. But also sound off in the comments. Thank you for tuning into our live chat. Before we go, where can people find you? Shawna, we'll start with you.
Check me out on the Twitter at DShawnaO.
And you can find me, Brendan Haley, on Instagram at Brendan Haley and Twitter at Brendo Hales. And I'm also just here at AfterBuzz, so tune in, guys.
Yeah.
You can find me on all social media platforms at Mariel_Turner.
All right, guys, and I'm Jaimi Gray. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jaimi Gray, Jaimi, okay? Gray with the A. don't try. And then Instagram at Jaimi Gray. We love you guys for watching, and again, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Live, work, and pose.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin. Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.